In this video, I'm reviewing Very Good Girl Elixir by Carolina Herrera. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I am a perfume reviewer. Please do subscribe to my channel and join this All the Perfume community. If you're not new, welcome back and thank you for all of your support, watching my videos and your likes and comments. Thank you to the Perfume Shop for gifting me this bottle of perfume. I received it last week at their Valentine's event, their Pheromone Love Lab, and it was talked of as a new launch and release. It was released in 2024, but I think it must have been right at the end. So I was excited to try it. Now I do actually love another Carolina Herrera perfume, and that is 212 Sexy, which I've absolutely talked about on this channel before. It is one of my favourite going out evening occasion scents ever. But that aside, today's video is all about the Good Girl line, so I will focus on this one for review and also compare it to Very Good Girl. I've sampled others in this line as well, but these are the two scents that I own in my collection, so today is all about these ones. There is a bit of a confession before I talk about the notes and test the scent, and that is that I don't love these Good Girl bottles. When the first Good Girl was launched, I just as simple as that, didn't like the way it looked really. And I think for me, if I had a high heel design for a perfume bottle, I would just imagine it a little bit shorter and a little bit wider, but who knows how that would look or if I'd even prefer it. Now, for what it's worth, I did appreciate these bottles more when I saw in somebody's home once that they'd displayed the original one on a little silver tray and it was their signature scent, and I thought that's actually quite chic and glamorous. It did look good. Now I like the variety in my collection as well. It's hard for me to really dislike certain bottle shapes because I think if they can add something different into that collection, then it's quite a nice thing. With this one as well, the red is really glamorous and it's Valentine's today as I film, so the red had an extra bonus a week ago when I first saw the perfume. Let me know what you think. Does the design aid your appreciation of this line, or is it something that kind of gets in the way of the scents and does it put you off too? I do like that with this one, the 80ml bottle, you just spray it like that rather than taking off the heel, because I find the heel just a little bit awkward. So yeah, let me know what you think of these bottles. Okay, let's give it a test. And when I was first told about it at the Perfume Shop event, I had high hopes because they said it is cherry and almond, and I love the almond in Marc Jacobs Perfect Intense. Now that doesn't have cherry like this one does, but the almond in it smells like cherry, so I thought they'd be similar scent profiles. And on first test, I thought they're similar. This is almond and cherry, it smells good to my nose, I would wear this a good day perfume. But in fact with this one, it is black cherry in the top notes, and really as you smell it is quite boozy. It makes me think of cocktails and it lends itself to evening wear for sure. The almond gives it something softer and nutty. And I just couldn't pick up on the middle notes. In the middle you've got rose and you've got tuberose. And I still don't pick up on any tuberose, which I'm quite happy about because actually I have to be quite careful with tuberose. I either love it and think it's well done or it is headache inducing for me. But in here, I can't pick up on it, but the rose on the skin did come through and created like a really nice kind of bright, airy contrast to the gourmand notes. On the skin, it's the cocoa I'm smelling and it's quite rich and warm, kind of comforting too. This still, for me, has that comparison with Perfect Intense, but whereas that is day wear, this feels like a glamorous evening wear choice. Now, I have seen a graphic, which I think is from the brand and it's on the Perfume Shop's website, and it shows the good girls, or some of them at least, lined up. And they show this Very Good Girl Elixir as being like the most intense of them. And I think that if you're expecting it to be really super strong, it isn't. I was just pleased with it. It is a good designer scent that when my mum tested it, I could smell it on her. After a couple of sprays on me, I could smell it, but you know, it's not smelling strongly all day. I would still spray a lot of this like I do with most perfumes. So it's a really nice black cherry scent, and I think there's black cherry in Sweet 302 by Victoria Beckham, a perfume that's on my wish list, which is meant to be all about the glamorous Paris vibes. So my black cherry in here and thoughts of cocktails and evening time kind of give me a little bit of a way in to that scent. So I'm enjoying this. I think it is hard to dislike if you like your cherry in perfumes, and I'm pleased enough with the projection and longevity as well. Is it worth it? Is Very Good Girl Elixir worth the money? And I feel like I'm going to say some similar things to my most recent review of a designer perfume, because they're similar price points. For your 30ml bottle of this fragrance, at the moment it is £62.40. For the 50ml bottle of the perfume, it's £90.40. And for this 80ml bottle of the perfume, not 100, it is £116. So they are quite high price points, and I do like to tell you what I would do with my own money. I really like this personally because of the black cherry, but it would again for me be a case of the 30ml bottle as a purchase, because I wouldn't be able to justify those higher prices, and I would wait until it came down in price. This is still quite new, so it's still a little more than I would like to pay for a designer perfume in what would be the smallest bottle. I think it's nice. I think it feels sleek. It's fun. There are people who will love this bottle shape and really enjoy displaying it, and the black and the red and the gold. Carolina Herrera does good perfumes, so it's kind of no, isn't it really? I have to face it, it's kind of no for is it worth it at the current prices, but I know what will happen. It will come down when you're looking at, you know, the high end of the 40s, like £48. That's what I'm thinking this will be. Then I'd say buy it. Then I'd say buy the smaller bottle, and you won't need too much of the perfume. I'm an oversprayer anyway. I like to spray a lot, but you wouldn't need loads of this to be able to smell it yourself. So that would be my advice. For Very Good Girl Elixir, it is designer. It's at those designer prices. I just wouldn't pay over £100 for a designer perfume. This is the perfume that I mentioned at the start of the video. This is Very Good Girl, and I haven't worn it a lot, and so I revisited it for the comparison, and I was quite surprised to find that this still glamorous feeling stiletto bottle is home to some quite light, bright notes. You've got red currant and lychee in this one, rose, then vanilla and vetiver. And then the bottle, this is the 30ml, is different because you pull it apart, and I don't love that. That just feels a little bit awkward to me, and then you're left with this. And the scent is pretty. That lychee in there is lovely and bright and spring-like, and that rose in there today is smelling beautiful, like real rose petals. So this is a really pleasing spring perfume, and it does remind me a lot of Delina by Parfums de Marly, so that is no bad thing at a designer price, and you'll be able to now buy this one more affordably, so I'll link it down below. This feels like the day counterpart to Elixir. You've got in here your lychee instead of the black cherry of Elixir, but the perfumes still share their vanilla and the rose. Lychee and rose just work so well together. They're just very addictive, lovely, feminine, pretty notes. So that's a great scent profile. I like this one. I think it's just a little bit of a surprise to have that fresh, bright, kind of spring-like feeling in a stiletto bottle, but it doesn't matter. This just would be a really good, perfect perfume for spring. In terms of a wish list, I would happily try any of this Good Girl range, and I'd like to try all the flankers for 212 as well. I know there is a men's one that I had my eye on a couple of months ago, and actually I think my husband could do with adding the original men's version of 212 Sexy to his collection, because that does smell really good. But specifically, I would really like us to have Bad Boy from Carolina Herrera. That's meant to be like the equivalent to Good Girl, as you would expect, and the lightning bottle is really cool. So that is top of my wish list at the moment, but really, as I love 212 Sexy so much, I would happily try anything from the brand as well. Thank you so much for watching my review of Very Good Girl Elixir. Please do let me know if you've tried it or if it appeals to you, and I'd love to hear about the other Good Girl scents as well. Which ones would you recommend to me? Which ones do you think I'll like? Please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe to my channel. You can go over and find me on Instagram and also TikTok. Please do check below for links to my previous videos and also links to these scents. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video.